For more than 2 weeks, the NASCAR world has been trying to process something that still feels impossible to believe. The sudden loss of Kyle Busch left millions of fans searching for answers, sharing memories, and wondering how the people closest to him were somehow finding the strength to move forward. But throughout all of that heartbreak, one voice remained silent: Samantha Busch, Kyle's wife. The person who shared nearly every chapter of his journey, from the biggest victories of his career to the most important moments away from the racetrack. Since Kyle's passing, fans across NASCAR had been waiting to hear from Samantha, not because anyone expected her to speak immediately, but because everyone knew that when she finally did, her words would carry the weight of an entire community's grief. And now, that moment has finally arrived. Samantha Busch has released her first public statement since the death of Kyle Busch, and what she shared has touched NASCAR fans everywhere. We'll break down everything Samantha said, why her message is resonating so deeply throughout the racing world, and what it reveals about the incredible support surrounding the Busch family right now. So make sure you stay with us until the very end. But before we continue, if you're new to NASCAR Nation news, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NASCAR updates and stories. When Kyle Busch passed away on May 21 following complications from severe pneumonia and sepsis, the shock spread far beyond NASCAR. Fans, drivers, teams, broadcasters, and even people who had never met Kyle personally felt the impact of losing one of the sport's most recognizable figures. In the days that followed, tributes poured in from every corner of the racing community. Memories were shared, stories resurfaced, and fans found countless ways to honor a driver whose career helped define an entire generation of NASCAR racing. Yet through all of those emotional moments, Samantha remained understandably private as she focused on her family and their unimaginable loss. That changed when she finally addressed the public with a heartfelt message on behalf of herself and her children, Brexton and Lennox. Rather than focusing on herself, Samantha used her first statement to focus on the overwhelming support her family has received. She explained that the prayers, messages, flowers, meals, hugs, and countless acts of kindness have helped carry them through the most heartbreaking days of their lives. Those words immediately struck a chord with NASCAR fans because they reflected something everyone has witnessed over the past 2 weeks. The racing community has come together in a way that only NASCAR can. Support has arrived from longtime rivals, former teammates, industry veterans, and everyday fans who simply wanted the Busch family to know they were not facing this tragedy alone. But perhaps the most emotional part of Samantha's statement was her honesty about the pain her family continues to experience. She admitted that their hearts remain shattered. At the same time, she expressed gratitude for the people who have surrounded them with love during this difficult period. For many fans, those words felt incredibly real. There was no attempt to hide the grief, no effort to pretend everything was okay. Instead, Samantha shared the reality that many families experience after losing someone they love. The pain remains overwhelming, but the support of others can make carrying that burden a little easier. Another part of her statement that resonated deeply was her reflection on Kyle's impact. Samantha said that seeing how people have chosen to honor Kyle has reminded her family just how many lives he touched throughout his career and beyond. That sentiment is difficult to argue with. Whether fans loved Kyle Busch or spent years rooting against him on Sundays, almost everyone agrees on one thing: Kyle mattered. He mattered to NASCAR. He mattered to racing. And he mattered to the people who knew him personally. The tributes that have appeared since his passing have highlighted not only his accomplishments behind the wheel, but also the relationships he built throughout the sport. Those memories have become a source of comfort for many people still struggling to process the loss. Samantha's message also revealed something important about the strength of the NASCAR community itself. She specifically thanked not only family and friends, but also fans and complete strangers who reached out during the darkest moments her family has ever faced. That detail speaks volumes. Many of the people sending messages never met Kyle Busch, many never met Samantha, yet they felt compelled to help, because that is often what happens when a sports community experiences a tragedy of this magnitude. The connection between fans and drivers becomes personal. People feel like they know these athletes because they have followed their journeys for years. And when something devastating happens, that connection becomes visible through acts of kindness and support. What makes Samantha's statement even more meaningful is its timing. She could have waited longer. No one would have questioned that decision. Instead, she chose to speak when she felt ready, and used that opportunity to thank the people who have helped her family endure the unimaginable. That message arrives during a period when NASCAR continues to honor Kyle's memory in various ways. The tributes have not stopped, the stories continue to be shared, and every new remembrance serves as another reminder of the legacy Kyle leaves behind. At the center of that legacy are the people he loved most: Samantha, Brexton, and Lennox. In recent days, fans have also watched Brexton begin taking steps back toward racing, something that has generated an emotional response throughout the NASCAR world. For many supporters, seeing the Busch family continue moving forward while carrying such profound grief has been both heartbreaking and inspiring. And that is exactly why Samantha's statement has resonated so strongly. It was not a headline designed to create controversy. It was not an attempt to generate attention. It was simply a family expressing gratitude. Yet sometimes those are the messages that leave the biggest impact. As NASCAR continues mourning one of its most influential figures, Samantha Busch's first public words serve as a reminder that behind every racing legend is a family learning how to navigate life after an unimaginable loss. And judging by the response across NASCAR, one thing has become abundantly clear. The Busch family is not walking through this alone. The support remains strong. The tributes continue. And Kyle Busch's legacy is still bringing people together, exactly as Samantha's message so powerfully demonstrated. Thank you for watching NASCAR Nation News. If Kyle Busch's career created a memory you'll never forget, let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.